Hey, what's up, y'all? As we approach the end of a catastrophic year, to say the least, for most, for all of us, basically, I had a great year, but it's kind of soured up because everybody else is suffering. Like, I'm the type that if people around me are going through it, it's kind of gonna pull some of my energy away too. I'm talking about. I'm not saying there was nothing bad that happened in my year, neither. But I genuinely have been having like some great past few years. This year was of no exception. I got my own studio, my crib running, and I haven't stopped making music since then. You know, um, in the middle of COVID, I was the most productive I've ever been in my life musically, the most creative I've ever been in my life. But that it's not about me. This blog is about you. It's about you guys. Um, if you're watching this right now, I really want you to give yourself credit. No matter what situation you're in right now, whether it's dire or whether it's great, dire straits, or living your best life, you are here still. You know, this year is crazy. We don't know how it's gonna go. It's still some days left. Anything can happen, as it's been proven. But you have made it, bro. Like you, brothers and sisters, you have made it to the Christmas week of probably the worst year of most of our lives, collectively. You know, COVID, crazy election, um, economic downturn, um, rappers dying left and right, athletes dying left and right. It just goes on and on and on and on. I could just talk about all the crazy shit that went on this year. Um, you're here though. You're still here. And that deserves a lot of credit. You are stronger than you think. So when you wake up tomorrow, I want you to be grateful. You know? Tomorrow's not promised. Who knows if I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. But if you wake up tomorrow, be grateful that you're still here. You still have a lot of your loved ones. You still have a way to make, if you still have a way to make some money, be grateful. There's enormous amounts of struggle in this world right now because of this pandemic. And if you have anything right now, you're low key fortunate. You got rappers that are millionaires scamming the up and comers. You know, you got people stealing people's identities so they could come up with these EDD schemes and scams. Um, Everything is being taken from everybody in somehow, some way. Relationships are at a fucking decline because of this pandemic. People are starting to see who they really dealing with because they had to be with them for a certain amount of time without going to work, without kids. One of the saddest things to me was the kids that had to graduate virtually. That was really sad. I saw an art piece. I forget who did it. It was on Times Square, and it was just like telling you about the kids, some of the kids that had to um go through graduation this year. Like, just imagine, like, no prom, no walking ceremony. I know upstate where I went to high school at, they got their diplomas mailed to them, you know, or emailed to them in a lot of cases. It's a different time, bro. Like, the clubs, the bars, the restaurants, open, close, open, close. People getting really sick, you know. It was a crazy year, bro. And my pops, he told me some shit when this shit all started. You know me, like I'm low key a revolutionary and a conspiracy theorist and all of that. And I was on some fight the power type shit. You know what I'm saying? When this first started. And the nigga looked at me. He's like, "Yo, bro, all you gotta do is survive right now, man. Make your music, be creative, and survive." And that's literally the best advice I got from anybody when it comes to this situation, and it got me through. You know, like, thank God I was able to do more than survive. You know, like, niggas was a little thriving. You know what I mean, for most of the year. But I'm just grateful. You know what I mean, that I'm still here. Like, irresponsibly, I have traveled a lot during the pandemic. I was home for the first 3-4 months, like, was not leaving my block type shit. I was not trying to go make no money or nothing. I just, you know what I mean, doing what I do from stool. But when it hit like the 4th month, went to DR. Like a month or two after, I went to PR. I was in Maine for a little bit, you know. And I'm not. It doesn't scare me. You know what I mean. My take on the COVID is it's very real. I know people who have got it, but I also don't know anybody who's died from it. I don't. Neighbors down the hall didn't had it that are very old and sick already, and they, you know, they got back. You know, they're all right. They're still here. I think it's very blown out of proportion. I think it's a way for the government to control us. But it is very real, and that's why I still mask up, and I still put the hand sanitizer, you know, and I've naturally been a clean person. Anybody that knows me will tell you, you know, anybody who's been to my space knows, you know what I mean, my shit is clean, and me as a person, like, I'm not a dirty nigga, so, you know, like, that helps too. I think this is exposing a lot of the people that just disregarded hygiene, you know, and not just hygiene, but their health. I'm always experimenting with my dietary situation, you know. I eat fucked up just like everybody else, but I try to get back, you know what I mean, all the time, and I'm always trying different ways to lose weight, different ways to give my body the nutrition it needs. That's another reason why I think people are dying. Like, people's dietary situations are all over the place, like, really bad. You know, that fast food and all that crazy shit, you know, ordering out. I mean, in a pandemic, that's kind of out the window. You know what I mean? Like, you're not supposed to do that because that food don't have no nutrients. And I think that's another reason, like, we see a lot of deaths because people just don't be cooking, like, healthy. You know, they don't feed the soul. They don't feed the soul. They just feed the body with bullshit. You know, but yeah, again, you're here. If you're watching this, you are still here, and I want you to be grateful and pat yourself on the back and give yourself some credit. Whatever, it may not be the ideal situation. It may suck that we can't go out and enjoy ourselves the way we normally do, but you have survived so far. And I want you to take that into consideration and continue to use that energy to continue surviving, because this shit is not over, and it's not going to be over for a minute. I give it at least 6 months till shit gets back to normal, and I think we're all going back into lockdown, to be honest. You know, people just don't know how to act. Like, in my city, they're underground nightclubs, you know, in storefronts, you know, that type of shit is wild. We got Christmas coming up, we got New Year's coming up, we got a whole bunch of other holidays. When the year pops off, like, I don't see it getting better. I don't see it getting better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. They talking about new strains. I'm not here to scare you, but you gotta look at these things and you gotta take them into consideration, and you gotta adapt your life to what's real. Don't listen to everything the government and the news tells you. You got to do your research and find out what works for you and what makes sense to you more than anything. So, once again, just here to tell you, you are dope. You have survived. Rest in peace to all those that this disease has claimed. Rest in peace to all those who have died from other shit and this disease has been named the cause of their death. It's really foul. They're getting paid to do that. It's a whole bunch of shit that I could get into that I don't want to get into. But you're good. Continue being good and work towards greatness. I believe in you. Stay up. Have a great rest of the week. Be safe and stay strong. Love y'all.